Good evening and thank you for joining us. A fire at a Southside gas station late this afternoon is being investigated as arson. It happened at the corner of Arthur Street and Leyland Avenue. There was a significant amount of burnt debris at the gas station, as well as a pump with serious fire damage. The glass door to the entrance of the building was broken in as well. A number of officers were on scene talking to an employee, and police have confirmed one person is in custody as a result of the investigation. Ice rental fees in Thunder Bay could go up by 19% or more. That's in a report up for discussion at City Council tomorrow, though user groups are asking the city to consider gradual increases. The fee increases have been presented as an alternative to closing Nebing Arena, an option the city has considered to save $1.5 million annually. The 19% fee increase for ice times have already had many in the local hockey and figure skating communities fearing how this could affect accessibility to their sports. That's why they're urging any increases to be phased in gradually. Figure Skating Club President Rebecca Bourgeois believes the proposed increase would prevent low-income families from participating with her organization.
If prices do go up in the future drastically, then I have a feeling that we'll have a huge decline in our registration. I don't see why they would need to increase it. We are comparable to any other municipality our size for ice times.
While Council will debate the fee increases tomorrow, the meeting will not be where the final decision is made. That won't take place until early in the new year when Council finalizes the 2024 budget. The looming imposition of strong mayor powers in Thunder Bay is raising alarms for some city councillors who fear it could undermine local democracy. There are still some unknowns regarding strong mayor powers, though the one consensus amongst local leaders is the system would profoundly change how municipal decisions are made in Thunder Bay. A number of city councillors have expressed fear strong mayor powers in Thunder Bay would place too much authority into the hands of the head of council.
Come across as constructive dismissal of a number of council members from across the province.
Premier Doug Ford announced on Monday strong mayor powers would be extended to Thunder Bay as long as Mayor Boschkoff submits in writing a commitment by October 15th to meet provincial housing targets. Boschkoff doesn't need council support in making this move, though has signaled he would not make frequent use of the strong mayor powers. Some of the significant powers under the system include passing bylaws with the support of just 1/3 of council and vetoing bylaws passed by council in cases involving provincial priorities. Councillor Shelby Chung feels there are upsides to a strong mayor system, but fears how it could limit councillors' ability to represent the community.
I don't know how effective a council can be lobbying for the citizens of Thunder Bay when the decision really lies with one person now. So we can say our piece, whether or not we have any actual power to change anything. I mean, it was questionable whether or not we had power before. It leaves no doubt in my mind that any sense of that power has been removed.
Chung wasn't the only one around the table to mention some red flags. West Fork councillor Kristen Oliver is fearful strong mayor powers could limit influence from councillors.
We're looking at the erosion of democracy because what is the point of a council? Where do we fit in all of this conversation? Do we just become now the pipeline to the mayor's office, hearing from our constituents? So if that's the case, then I think constituents should just be dealing directly with the mayor.
This is the biggest change that I've seen to municipal governance in my career.
City Manager Norm Gale says strong mayor powers would profoundly alter municipal functions. One of the other powers Boschkoff would receive under the new system would be proposing a budget subject to council amendments, though Gale says it's still unknown if that would affect the 2024 process.
There are many questions, but few answers. So the strong mayor must present a budget to City Council, and I'm unsure whether that supersedes previous direction of council.
Gale goes on to say that administration is seeking answers as to whether strong mayor powers would affect the 2024 budget. As a way to make Ukrainian immigrants feel welcome, a Ukrainian Independence Day potluck was held at the North End Community Center this afternoon. The event gave newcomers the opportunity to make friends and celebrate Ukrainian culture. Jessica Clement has more.
The North End Community Center was packed on Sunday for a Ukrainian Independence Day picnic and potluck. The event brought out around 120 Ukrainian immigrants, with the purpose to provide them an opportunity to connect and make new friends and enjoy Ukrainian culture through music and food.
Food is love, and love is family, and that's what we're out to accomplish today.
The event was organized by a group of Ukrainian Canadians who have been helping Ukrainian families settle in the city, with everything from hosting them in their homes, helping them with resume and job searches, as well as assisting them with English language lessons. Volunteer Petra Kapush says her group feels very privileged to be able to help them.
I'm a child of a Ukrainian immigrant, and I know how my father struggled when he came here. So we're doing kind of carrying it forward, paying it forward, and helping these wonderful people out.
Kapush estimates that there are over 150 immigrants who have chosen Thunder Bay as their new home. This includes Vitaly Shmel and his family, who arrived in the city last September.
It's a nice place. I like Thunder Bay. It's a very good place for the family with the small kids. It's quiet. I love it. I'm already in the executives of Liga Українців Канади. It's kind of oldest and the biggest community of Ukrainian community.
He adds that they plan to make Canada their permanent home.
I don't want to go anywhere more. It's the third country which I live in. I live in Ukraine. Then last 7 years before we came to Canada, we living in Poland. And now we came to Canada, and I hope we don't change the place of living more in our life.
Kapush says the potluck was a huge success, and she's hoping they'll be able to repeat it in the upcoming year. Jessa Clement, TBT News.
Would you ever sleep in a wooden barrel? Well, two sisters with an Airbnb near Nipigon are betting that you would. They've launched a creative new hospitality business on the North Shore, renting out sleeper barrels to travelers and those just looking to get away from it all. Lee Noonan has the details.
Cypress Sleeper Barrels is nestled along the edge of Nipigon Bay, about halfway between the towns of Nipigon and Rossport.
Once you roll up, you get this beautiful view of Lake Superior. As soon as you step out, you can feel the wind, you can hear the wind, you can hear the waves. It's just really serene and really relaxing. When you are ready to go into the barrel, it's almost like stepping into another world. The smell of cedar just kind of hits you right away, and you just feel nice, calm, and relaxed. And you get sheltered from the elements if it isn't the greatest day, or even if it is a great day, and you can look at the lake through the big bubble.
Tara Carr started the business with her sister after encountering a sleeper barrel out west.
I was on Vancouver Island, and I was driving to one of the parks there, Cathedral Grove, and I drove past this bubble that I noticed, and I was like, what are those? So that's what inspired it.
There are 2 barrels available to book via Airbnb. Each sleeps up to 4 people, although Carr cautions that the lower bunk is best for kids or at least people who aren't claustrophobic. Each barrel also comes with an outdoor kitchen and living area and a sauna on the beach.
First thing we did is hopped up in the real bed and then looked out at Lake Superior.
And how's the view?
It's awesome. Yeah, I like the dome because you can see all around. You can like stick your head up in it and it's full vision. So that's cool. Sometimes you see pictures online and you show up and there's actually a trailer park behind you and people like doing nefarious things. But this is beautiful and it looks just like it. I'm really excited.
Carr spent all last summer working on the site and plans to eventually add a 3rd barrel along the beach. She's also put some effort into creating a welcoming environment for some of the local fauna.
When we were building these, I noticed a lot of fireflies at nighttime. I was like, well, this would be a great experience for people who never get to see that. So what we ended up doing was making it so it's more inviting for them to come. So like the trees, placing driftwood down or rottenwood because they like to lay their eggs by it. So we don't touch this at all because they really like damp, long grass as well. So at nighttime, you'll just see it. In June, it just lights right up full of fireflies.
The barrels are almost fully booked for this season with only a couple nights still available, but next year they should be open for bookings from June through October. Lee Noonan, TBT News.
And finally, organizers are celebrating another successful year for Ribfest as meat lovers from all over the region came down to the CLE grounds to get their hands on some delicious ribs. This year's event featured 2 familiar visiting ribbers, Ribs Royale and Dinosaur Smokehouse, who were hard at work over the 3 days serving up mouth-watering foods. Thousands came out each day to enjoy not only the food, but also the activities, live music, and vendors on site. The event is the biggest fundraiser for Our Kids Count, and while final numbers weren't available earlier today, Executive Director Jackie Knuff estimates they've raised around $40,000. She adds that the support from the public has been overwhelming.
We have not had an empty space. It's just been full of people, so we're excited with the turnout. We have lots of room to grow, so more and more people can come down. But yeah, we've just been really pleased with how it's all gone so far.
It's so wonderful to see this event keep growing, keep rebuilding after it kind of everything has slowed down for a couple of years. We're so overwhelmed with the positivity and the support that we're getting this year, and just seeing everyone together, see every single picnic table filled during our dinner service is the best feeling ever.